Hi, everyone. Here it is. It's time for our youth message. And I've got this picture right here behind me. I'm pointing at it right there. I had that picture. I got that picture when I was in Israel several years ago with Rebecca. And that picture is taken from Masada. Masada is a place by the Dead Sea. So it was super hot that day. Oh, it was like 130 degrees. But we were here in the early hours. So it wasn't horribly stifling hot, but it was hot. And so King Herod had this palace. He had palaces all over Israel, because he was psycho. Good word, psycho. And he was afraid that people were going to kill him. So he had palaces built all over the place. Well, at Masada, he had a palace built on top of the mountain. And so he went out there, and the palace is being built on the mountain. And the story goes that one day he walked to the edge of the mountain on the other side. So his palace is being built over here. He walks to the end of the mountain and he goes, "Gosh, it's so much cooler over here than it is over here. I'm going to move my palace over here." So he had like a west and an east palace. Kind of crazy. And so this palace didn't even really get done, and they started working on this one. And so you can go up, you take like a cable car kind of thing, and you go up to the top of the mountain. And when you get up there, it's so elaborate. There were bathhouses, and there were places were for pigeons, for carrier pigeons, and these incredible views outside. They had these windows. Well, Herod died before this palace could be completed, either one of them actually. So he never lived in the palace. But the history goes that um, there was a group of people that went to live in in this area, and there were storerooms, these massive storerooms where they could keep food. And so there was this group of people that went up there to live, and they were being invaded. They were going to be attacked. And so they kind of hunkered themselves down in there, and the um, enemy came in and they attacked. And when they attacked, they killed everyone. But there were a couple of people that survived. They got out. And that's how the story got carried on. Was there were a couple people that survived, and they were able to get away. Crazy stories over there of all this. But when you look out the window of this, you can see the the water trench system that Herod, even now, thousands of years later, you can see the water trench system that he had being built so that water could be brought to the top of the mountain. Fresh water be brought to the top of the mountain so they would have this water. Now, this picture that's right, I'm going to turn my thumb the right way over there. This one right here, that's taken at the Mediterranean Sea. So that was kind of cool. So King Herod had a palace by the Mediterranean Sea. And then just north of that palace is where this picture was taken. And those are actually seashells all over, seashells and little bits of sand. And those are my daughter's footprints. And it's kind of interesting how they tie together. So we walk along a path, right? We walk along this path and we don't know what's coming ahead. But sometimes we get tunnel vision, like we see almost like you just kind of looking through this tunnel, but you don't know what's really going on. And sometimes we turn around and look back and we see our footprints, and we think, what was going on back there, or these things in the past, and we forget to look forward, or we're so busy looking forward, but we get the tunnel vision and we forget to notice God. in the midst of everything. So here we were at the Mediterranean Sea, surrounded by incredible beauty of the sea and these seashells. And then we went over to Herod's palace, which was very elaborate, Caesarea by the sea. And that's where they believe St. Paul was kept and where he died. And then we go to this place. And all of the history that takes place there. And we don't see the impact in our lifetime, right? So the things within our lives, we don't see their impact right away. Sometimes we do, and sometimes we don't. Herod did not see the impact of this. He had no idea the impact this place would have on the world. He had no idea what was going to transpire on the grounds of this mountain because of what he did with the palace here and the palace here. He had no idea. He had no idea that right here at the Mediterranean Sea, what was going to transpire there. He had no idea when he put everything to start. We have no idea where our lives lead and the impact years and years and years, maybe even 1,000 years from now, the impact of our lives on the world, on the people that come after us. We have no idea. But we leave footprints wherever we go. We leave fingerprints on the world. And this little vision that we have, when we get closer to it, it becomes bigger, right? So it starts here. And as you get closer to that tunnel, it becomes more what you're able to see. When I walked closer to this window, it's this big and you don't see a whole lot, but as you walk closer, and when I got close and I stood at the edge of that window there and I looked out, I couldn't see what was below until I got close. I couldn't see the aqueducts down below. I couldn't see it until I got close. You can't see God until you get close. And if you stay back, you're going to miss a lot. You're going to miss the impact of the people around you and the impact you have on the world around you as well. So my prayer for you is keep your eyes wide open. Make a mark on the world, because you don't know who or what is coming. You guys have a great night. Love y'all. It's movie night. Yay. See you tonight. Bye, y'all.